Namaste. I'm Alakanandamar, Ayurvedic practitioner and principal of Alandi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship-style Ayurveda school in Boulder, Colorado. So we've been talking about some of the special winter foods that are recommended in the texts of Ayurveda. Last time we talked about urad dal, yum. This time we are talking about meat soups and broths, which are also recommended, known as mamsarasa, meat soup, meat broth, also recommended to be taken during the winter. You see, we've been over this before, but just in case. For Ayurveda, it's not necessarily vegetarian. All kinds of food are included. Where the vegetarianism comes in is with yoga. If you are practicing yoga, you are supposed to be vegetarian. Yes. And bhakti. And these are because of ahimsa, the non-violence, which is part of the basis of yoga, and also because of the teachings on the sattvic diet that are given in Bhagavad Gita. However, for Ayurveda itself, for those of us that are not involved in yoga or in bhakti, and not trying to follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, those of us in that category enjoy meat soup in winter. Bone broth is something very healthy for you in this case. Mamsarasa. You want to add some fresh ginger, some turmeric, black pepper, cumin, cinnamon, etc. to help make it more digestible. And when you're choosing your poultry or your meat for your bone broth, just bear in mind that what Ayurveda means by meat from all those thousands of years ago may not be what you would get in the supermarket today. Because back in the day, there were no feedlots. The animals and the birds were left to graze, roam, peck, have their natural food. So that is very important. It's only when they have their natural food, when the cattle eat grass, when the goats can graze and browse, when the chickens can scratch, that there only then is that meat going to have its correct properties. So that's an important thing to bear in mind. So this is a good time of year to have a nice bowl of Yiddish chicken soup like my granny used to make. It is the one non-vegetarian food that I can't help but recall fondly because it was such a part of Granny's Jewish identity and she was so proud to serve it to us. It's supposed to have carrots in it, remember, and onions. Some of the traditional Ayurvedic recipes for meat soup call for goat meat. You can use mutton, sheep meat, lamb. You can also use goat meat. Where are you going to go get goat meat? You can get goat meat from your local halal butcher. If you live in anywhere, any town of any size, even a smallish town like Boulder, you will have a halal butcher. That may be the person that's running your Mediterranean market, but they will have a sideline of providing halal meat because that's the only meat that the Muslims can have. And so they'll be able to supply you with goat meat, mutton, and so on. And that halal meat is also going to be healthier and better for you. So just bear in mind that two things. What is going to make your bone broth or your meat soup Ayurvedic is, first of all, that animal or that bird is coming from a natural habitat and is raised as cruelty-free as possible. And secondly, let's remember the importance of adding those digestive spices, especially in winter, add those slices of fresh ginger, add those whole black peppercorns, add some cumin. Always add turmeric whenever we're talking about digesting a protein, because the turmeric, not only curcumin in turmeric, the turmeric in the turmeric is going to make proteins digest better. Add some cinnamon or some cardamom, add warming spices to help make that more digestible. You can look online for Ayurvedic meat soup recipes and or Jewish chicken soup recipes. If you are an Alandi patient, you can get our non-veg supplement, which includes the recipe for how to make a proper Jewish chicken soup. So there we go. We can warm up with meat broth, meat soup. If, like me, you practice bhakti yoga and follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, we're just going to go with our mung soup. We're going to make our vegetable broths, and we're going to stay warm and healthy in winter that way. Namaste.